Now, to be a 1% golfer, you have to do this right, and that is dropping your right shoulder down at the right time in the downswing. So we see 99% of golfers not do this. Either they do it at the wrong time in the downswing, or they just don't do it at all. Early extension is something we see with players who suffer from this. Fat shots, thin shots, weak shots, hook shots, slice shots, literally everything. So this is why we see such a small percentage of golfers that are actually good at the game, because they do this correctly. So like we said, dropping the right shoulder at the right time is what 1% do. And when is the right time? It is going through impact like we see here. So if you do it going through impact, and that means from shaft parallel to the ground into the golf ball, that's going to do a bunch of things for you. That's going to give you better rotation through the shot. So it's going to get that power, one, going through the golf ball, applying the power at the right time. Two, because of the better rotation, it gives you better club face control. And it also helps prevent you from early extending last minute. If that right side's crunching down, the left side's actually going to be going back, and you're going to be going into more what we call flexion instead of extension. So it's really important to do this from shaft parallel into the golf ball, and we're going to get into a great drill to do for this. So before we dive into the drill and get that good stuff in there, let's talk about what you're doing, because that's how we can properly learn from this. Okay, what we see a lot of golfers do is they'll be dropping down that right shoulder immediately. So they'll straight away be doing that in transition, getting that right shoulder down. You can see a lot of good things that look like they're happening from there. Shaft shallows, club falls more on the inside. Looks great, doesn't it? But after you drop that right shoulder down too early, now you can't rotate the body anymore. You're going to get some tremendous back pain. Your club path is then going to remain way too much on the inside, and you're going to have a huge loss of control of club face. And we generally see a player from there early extend through the shot also. So not very good. What other golfers will be doing is not doing this at all, and that's actually a larger group of golfers do not have any right side dropping down at all in that downswing. So they'll be coming in the downswing and their shoulders will be so level. That will really encourage the club to get outside, chop across the golf ball, over the top. So you out there suffering from over the top, you can shank it super easily doing this, because the club will be diverging outside the ball line. Early extension, of course, if the shoulders are level, your spine's going to be going to an extension. Again, tons and tons of bad things that can happen. We can't do it. Here's how we do it properly with a good drill. Now, not only do I have a drill for practice, I have two feels that you can implement on the golf course. See what one you like the most. So from here, okay, let's talk about those feels first for getting into the golf course and then playing with these feels. So on a recent video I did about the right shoulder in a downswing, I talked about beating the club to the ball with your right shoulder, having that feeling of having that club always trailing that right shoulder. What that will do, that will get that right shoulder dropping down at the right time, going into right side bend at the perfect time, going through impact, and it's going to give you some amazing rotation. So never let this club beat the right shoulder to the ball. It's a brilliant feel. I love it. This is one that I use quite a lot. That's one. This one I was shown by my old coach back in the day, and that is hitting the ball with your right shoulder. Feel like you're hitting the ball with that right shoulder. That gets it going at the right time. That gets a bunch of other things in there. It gets some good shifting at the same time. So a lot of players who do have the right shoulder drop down too early fat the golf ball quite often also. But if you're trying to hit the ball with the right shoulder, it promotes the shift also. So that gets that shoulder dropping down through shaft parallel through the golf ball. Again, hit the ball with the right shoulder. So there's two feels to play around with on the golf course. Try both, see what one you like the most. There's not one that's better than the other. It's all down to personal preference. Okay, so practice time. Preset rotation. Talk about it so much. So that's where you get into a impact position, a rotated impact position at setup. So what does that look like? Hips are open as much as you can, chest open as much as you can. Weight is 90% on the left leg, and we have there the right shoulder down to the right hip, as close as you can get that right shoulder to the right hip. This is what people always do wrong with this drill. They'll be setting up like this with dead flat shoulders. It's not good enough. You need that right shoulder down to the right hip to get all that crunch. And then what we do from there, we swing back, swing through, and just spring back through the shot. That was a good bounce off the net there. Right back onto the bow, hit that again. So, okay. Open your hips up, open the chest up, weight 90% on the left leg, and then have that right shoulder all the way down to the right hip. Let's do another one. Boom. Oh, it got the same bounce off the netting. Out of how many videos are on my channel? That's never happened before, twice. So you can see there, it is a great move to get into your swing. That is the way I would practice with everyone, all my students who suffer with trail side bend and getting that right shoulder down at the right time. This is one that we do quite a lot along with a good feel. So if you can rep out that drill and you can get one of those feels into your swing, you're going to be having some tremendously good time with getting this at the right time. And it's so important. It gets you moving through the golf ball, moving through impact, the most important part, correctly, which is why it's so rare, why 1% of golfers ever really do it. You can be one of the 1%. It's not difficult to be able to do this. You just got to put in the time. It's not instant. Get the reps in. You'll get there. Might take a year to do it. It's golf. You'll get it. So if you enjoyed this video, click that like button if you want more golf instruction just like this. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video.